What is your best insult without swearing? I wish for just one time you could stand in my shoes, you'd know what a drag it is to see you. Not mine. But still good. I'd give you a nasty look but you've already got one. If I throw a stick, will you leave? I'm genuinely excited to never interact with you again. You're impossible to underestimate. I'd call you dumb as a rock. But at least a rock can hold a door open. I stole this from Triumph but I love this one. If you're here, who's home disappointing your parents? I'm lonely not desperate. My days of not taking you seriously are certainly coming to a middle. Calling them by a characteristic or article of clothing they are wearing. Whatever you say, haircut. Or sure thing, sunglasses. It will bother them long after the comment. I bet your parents change the subject when their friends ask about you. I once asked a girl, "Where have you been all my life?" Her response was, "I don't know. But I wish I was still there." I envy the people who haven't met you. If you were the light at the end of the tunnel, I'd turn back around. You're a conversation starter. Not when you are around but once you leave. Credit to Letterkenny. Buddy. You couldn't wheel a tire down a hill. I find the fact that you lived this long both surprising and disappointing. You are the reason why shampoo has instructions. Your grades say marry rich. But your face says study harder. If you're a spice, you'd be flour. You have a great face for radio. Somewhere somehow you are robbing a village of an idiot. I saw it on Reddit a while back. Everyone who ever loved you was wrong. You have the personality of a slightly tilted picture frame. I don't like you very much. I'm only nice to you because no one else likes you either. Edit. I feel the need to say that this comeback is not to be taken seriously. I've been using it for decades but only to people I like. To use it on someone seriously would be cruel in most instances. Your face makes blind kids cry. IDK where I heard it but it's gold. You and I will rot the exact same way when we're dead. A favorite in dealing with entitled people. You're about as useful as the 9 on a microwave. I don't know that it actually counts as an insult. But I once had to deal with this asshole who repeatedly told my girlfriend that he was in love with her and she should leave me for him. He messaged me once to say that he was a better man than me. I just replied, while you're laying awake thinking of her, she's laying awake thinking of me. I've used Play-Doh with a stronger core than you. You would have been better as a stain between the bed sheets or any variation of it. Have you ever woken up to the sight your uncle whacking it in a corner at the sight of your sleeping body? And then he runs out of the room after climaxing and goes to grab your sister by the vagina when your father busts into the room with a shotgun and blasts Uncle Ronnie's face off. But then starts crying because he just murdered his own brother and several bits of Ronnie's face landed on you. And fractures of his skull stab into you like tiny knives. So you have to get the skull shard surgically removed because if you don't then Ronnie will always be inside you for the rest of your life. And a stray bullet from the shotgun blast hit you in the right arm? Because even that would be less painful than listening to you blabber on for even 10 more seconds. I feel bad for the person that had to wait 9 months for a kid and it was you. Anything can sound like an insult if you just say it aggressively enough. My mother always told me to be nice or be quiet. I presume you've not heard from yours in years? In a world full of soup you would eat with a fork. A fun one for the holidays. I believe in Santa more than I believe in you. The best of you ran into the bed sheets, didn't it? Somewhere. A tree is crying because it worked so hard to make that oxygen you're wasting. You are as handsome as you are smart. Confused face, my point exactly. I hope your sleeves slide sewn while washing your hands. Edit. Okay, why did this get a wholesome award? How do you not wear a helmet? I like to go to Shakespeare. You blocks. You stones. You worse than senseless things. A most notable coward. An infinite and endless liar. An hourly promise breaker. The owner of no one good quality. I am sick when I do look on thee. More of your conversation would infect my brain. Dude could write. You are one of those people who would be enormously improved by death. Diarrhea of the mouth and constipation of the brain. I don't have the patience or the crayons to explain this to you. I hope your day is as wonderful as you are. You're a cotton-headed ninny muggins. If you were on fire I might as well make some s'mores. Mr. Rogers would be disappointed with you. Edit spelling. Your birth certificate is an apology letter from the condom factory. You're the physical embodiment of a wet sock. It's unfortunate your father didn't choose a different hole. Edit. Thanks for the awards. You dense cabbage. There's two things I hate about you and it's your face. Bless your heart. I absolutely love slamming people with bozo. You insolent lump of butter. Your mother was a hamster and your father smelled of elderberries. If you were any more inbred you'd be a sandwich Dakota Kraut Divine Dungeon series. You pox-ridden bastard of a goat-born Babylonian whore. Your family tree is a wreath, isn't it? You overpriced knob-goblin. Stop diddling your sister, cousin, mother and drive. He has the agility of roadkill. Sharp as a pancake. As smart as cat litter. Couldn't hold a conversation if it was in a paper bag. You have the skills of a rock. Call someone a dry-cleaned cum sock. Usually confuses them and you get to insult them one more time like a Pokemon battle. It's refreshing to meet someone in such full embrace of their own ignorance. You first slice of bread. You cranberry numbnut. LOL, you're like one of those guests in Roller Coaster Tycoon. Who I would drown to improve the park rating. Just one word with the right emphasis, pathetic. Son of an unnamed she-goat. When you were born, your parents threw away baby and raised the placenta instead. Working in a bar, people used to ask how my day was. Normally I'd respond with just living the dream, somewhat sarcastically. One day dude comes in and looks at me deadpan and says dream bigger. And just goes back to his menu. Not gonna lie, hurt a bit, lol. Fastest way to kill a fight is first off. Brush your teeth. Archer, what are you, hourly? Me, who velcros your shoes for you in the morning? If your parents got divorced, would they still be siblings? Listen here, you storage vault of extra chromosomes. Ma'am, you're about as hot as Siberia and as bright as the abyss. The only thing I can see you being good for is dropping the property value of an entire city block. I hope your children grow up to know to be ashamed of you. May your marinara sauce never cling to your pasta. Edit, spell. My mom taught me this one: you're entitled to your opinion. And I'm entitled to ignore it. For use when someone will not shut up about their thoughts and won't stop arguing with you about it. My dad taught me this one of many. Insert name here. You could drive us into the pleasures of alcohol. Someone went, I would roast you, but my mum told me not to burn trash out of nowhere even though I did nothing to them. And in a quick panic I said sorry, but I'm not a mirror. I wonder if anyone will miss you. I'm sure if you really applied yourself, you could make it to the top of the bell curve. People like you are the best kind of point for why abortion should remain legal. You're just mad because Dorothy's house fell on your sister. I've had better head from a nickel beer. Calling someone a troglodyte. I love how you don't care about people's opinions. You should have been swallowed. I asked her how tall she is. She answered 167 cm. I said, well. She, what? I didn't know you can stack trash so high. Out to lunch with co-workers. The conversation turned to marriage. If we were married, I'd kill you, said the office manager to me. If we were married I would kill myself, was my reply. Always remember Jesus loves you. Everyone else thinks you're an asshole. One I've seen recently on FB Twitter, along with half a dozen reposts. On Reddit. Comparing people to a room temperature IQ. Probably funnier in context. Out of all the people I've ever met, you are definitely one of them. Wow. 10 million sperm and you were the fastest? Deleted. I won't keep you too long. I would hate to deprive a village of its idiot. You are as charismatic as a toilet. I have a few. If I wanted to kill myself I would climb up to your ego and jump down to your IQ. I am trying to see your perspective but I can't shove my head that far up my butt. If you run like your mouth you would be in good shape. I think there is someone who wants you more than I do right now. You are the Walmart version of. You were actually quite bearable when you were asleep. My uncle to my cousin when he asked if he was difficult growing up.